When you think of the worst team in the championship, you think of Plymouth Argyle. But as of lately, it's actually Luton Town. They were in the Premier League just only a season ago. They got relegated down to a championship, and they are looking at back-to-back relegations for Luton Town, looking to get sent back down to League One football. They currently sit dead last in the championship after 34 games. Only 7 wins, 7 draws, 20 losses, 31 goals scored, 55 goals against. They are on 28 points. Their safety point at the moment is Cardiff City, who actually have a game in hand, where they currently sit at 33 points. So 5 points behind them, plus a game in hand. They could be as close as 8 points off the drop of the championship. We are here today to rebuild them, get them back up to Premier League football, keep them in Premier League football, and make them become European champions. Let's go and jump straight into it, dive in, and meet the squad that has failed so far. And so, let's look at the squad. Morris at striker with Adebayo, Brown, Norris, and Ollie as all options. A midfield trio of Nakamba, Batips, and Clark. Moises and Nelson as our wingers. Bardai, he can also play there as well. And Dai is actually going to be our main left back. So, Dai, Meji, Lackler, Hashioka, and then Kamenetsky in net. This team is awful. This team is dreadful. We must change it. We don't have much money to change it, though. We have only 16 or 18 million to do so, to bring in any options. So let's go look on the market, see what we can bring in to hopefully fix this team up, because my God, is it awful. Cheeto Obe, or Obi, however you want to say his name, coming in from Manchester United, a former Arsenal Academy graduate, actually not even graduate, just former Arsenal Academy, graduated himself to Manchester United because he wanted more money. He's now played a couple of minutes in football, so he gets added to the FC25 database via the latest squad update. You can check out the latest Wonder Kids in that squad update in the pinned comment, the last video on the channel, probably. Yeah, no, one that came out on Monday. Chidobe, welcome to the squad. I'm going to loan him out, though. We are going to grow him. He's not going to be the only one of those Wonder Kids in that video that I'm going to bring in at the moment. There's a certain little magician man that we might bring in as well. But Chidobe, welcome to the club. Hopefully we can get him to loan out, and hopefully to grow him over the course of the season or next season as well, and could be our main striker in a couple of years. And when you think of Messi, you think of Lionel Messi, but we are bringing in the next best option. Ryan Messi, added to the database thanks to the latest squad update. He will come in. We will look to loan him out. He does only have a potential of 80. He's not quite ready yet to go in this first team football for championship. So we are going to loan him out in hopes that maybe dynamic potential can take over him. I am going to do a 10-year growth test on him in a couple of days, coming in a short version. So if you want to see that, just leave a like and subscribe. You should leave a like and subscribe on this channel. Anyway, welcome to the club, Ryan Messi. Those are kind of future signings done and dusted now. Now it's time to properly and fix this team for this season. We go over to Stoke City, and we bring in one of their center defensive midfielders, Berger. Welcome to the squad to help solidify our midfield that little bit more. Him and Nakamba is going to be fighting for that starting 11 spot in that midfield. They could also both just play in the midfield as well. But welcome to the squad, Berger. And at the end of the season, you see here, Plymouth Argyle, they stay down, and they are down to League One football. Derby County, they survived relegation by 2 points. They were there alongside Luton Town and Plymouth, who are currently in the relegation zone in real life. But you see, no Mr. Luton Town. Obviously, on paper, they are absolutely horrific, but on game, they actually have decent overalls. They have one of the highest overalls on the championship, so they didn't mean much rebuilding, because I knew they'd be at least fighting for top 8, top 7, and they finished in 4th. They finished in the playoffs with 6 points off of the top 2, which would have got them automatically promoted. Sheffield United are the first or last team in. Middlesbrough are the first team out of the playoffs. So it was us versus Norwich in the playoff. It was us versus Norwich in the playoff. We won 3-2 on aggregate. We are in the playoff final versus Sunderland, in which, drumroll, we got promoted. We are back up to the Premier League. So a season down in the championship, and we we mitigate our season down to League One. We're back up to Premier League football, beating Sunderland 2-1 on the final day. Let's go and see our squad hub, see our squad stats. We did loan out Cheetah Obi. We did loan out Messi as well, so I'll see how much they grew over the course of the season. But Jordan Clark was our top goal scorer with 14 goals. Josh Bowler had 14 goals. Chong had 13 goals. Brown had 11 goals. Our striker's now our top goal scorer. Is a little bit of a concern, I can't lie. Chidobe only grows +1. Ryan Messi's up to 64 overall. He might not be Premier League ready. He might not ever be Premier League ready, but we'll continue to loan him out and see him grow over the course of the seasons. Let's get to season 2, where hopefully we have a big budget to hopefully keep us up into the Premier League, I should say. Let's get there. We are absolutely rating the relegated clubs from the Premier League. Southampton, Ipswich, and Leicester City. All three that might actually go down in real life as well. We are going to absolutely rate them. And starting off with a goalkeeper, instead of going for Aaron Ramsdale, we go for the younger option, and Bazunu over from Southampton. Welcome to the squad. We try to offer one of our keepers. They didn't want it, so $7 million flat will have to do. Welcome to the club, Bazunu. Hopefully be our #1 goalkeeper for the rest of the rebuild, unless we get somebody that's better, that's a youth academy player in a couple of seasons. The raid continues as we bring in a striker from Ipswich Town, Mr. Liam Delop. Welcome back to Premier League football. You'll be our new number 9, and hopefully you can score all the goals, because we're going to need some goals. We're going to need some defensive stability as well. So there comes Liam Delop in to help with the attacking department. We now need to look for more defensive options and better midfield options. But Liam Delop for 20 million plus one of the other strikers that was worth absolutely nothing, to be honest. We go ahead and swap him in. Delop back in orange, back at Luton, not back at Luton Town, but at Luton Town. Welcome to the club. Abdul Samid is coming in from RC Lens to help solidify our midfield. Welcome to the squad, Jordi Nuno Esposito and Mr. Liam Delop, the new signing. Welcome to the club. It's now time to get rid of some players that absolutely have no chance of playing here to try and raise funds, because we are pretty much poor again after only having 50 million to spend, and we spend it on 3 to 4 players, and now we got to sell some players. We do bring in a free agent center back, Ben Frederick, 70 overall. He's a decent low potential. We might loan him out to see if he can grow over the course of the season, as we look to loan out Cheeto Obi and Mr. Messi again to get them some more game time. So I think that might be the play here. Maybe. More than likely will be the play, to loan Mr. Ben Frederick out for a season or 2 to see him grow. And a loaning is Reece Burke, 1.75 million for Club Brugge. He's off. Goodbye to you. We did bring somebody in, though. Ethan Waneri, he comes in on loan. Yeah, you're going to say this is not realistic. Ethan Waneri, he's a key part of Arsenal. Yes and no. He's a key part to Arsenal with Saka injured. When Saka comes back from injury, who knows what happens to Waneri? He might be sitting back on the bench again. He might get loaned out next season. Who knows what Mick Arteta is thinking. Joe Johnson sold for $1 million. Last signing of the window, because we are broke, is Michael Cadillac, a right back from Nottingham Forest, a youngster, 74 overall, 74 or 76 overall, one of the two. Welcome to the club. Hopefully you can do well. You're a little bit short for a right back, but hey ho, it's going to have to be the deal. Let's take a look at the team now as we look to set up in our first season back in the Premier League. It's Bazunu. Locklear is an odd man out in this lineup, to be completely honest. Menji is good enough. Doty is good enough. Abdul Samid and Berger as a CDMs now, full CDMs. Chong at Cam. Delop at striker. Jones at left wing. If Messi doesn't get loaned out, it will be Messi at left wing. Waneri at right wing. Let's see where this team can finish. In season 1 went to plan as well. We finished 15th in the league. We survived a relegation, so we do what Luton couldn't do and not get relegated after getting promoted up to the Premier League. Now going down is 2 of the 3 teams that actually came up in Burnley and Leeds United. Everton, also for the first time in history, get relegated down to the Championship. We sit 15th. Who won the league? I'm assuming Arsenal. Nope, it was Chelsea. Chelsea won the league by 2 points. That is why maybe we didn't do as well. Bazunu only played 7 games and Kamenisky played 7, keeping 2 clean sheets. We've kept 3 clean sheets all season long, which is absolutely insane. and only 2 in the Premier League. That's absurd as well. Top goal scorer, Ethan Nwaneri. We are going to miss him. 20 goals out of him. We got to figure out a way to possibly make this a permanent signing. Liam Delot had 17 goals, so he did exactly what I want him to do, up to 81 overall. Chong, I think his time is running out. When I first seen him last season, I knew he wasn't going to be that great. He never really is that great on the game. Taking a look at our loanees, we obviously had Obi loaned out as well. He's up to 68. We had Messi loaned out. He's up to 69. We have Frederick, who's loaned out. He's up to 71, so +1 on him. Messi is more than likely going to be our left wing option from now on, to be completely honest. Let's get into Season 3, where hopefully we can bring in Ethan Nwaneri on a permanent. That is our main objective. We start Season 3 by solidifying our defense a little bit. It's a free agent that wasn't a free agent last season, so we say hello to Bielchik, however you want to say his name, Mr. Christian Bielik, coming into the squad. I believe he was at Birmingham before he didn't get a contract extension. The sad news is we only have roughly 25 million, so Ethan Nwaneri transfer deal might not be through the cards. A possible loan deal, though, could be on the cards as well. Or we sell some players to bring in Ethan Nwaneri, but he wants, or the Arsenal want around 43. They say we have a chance at 25.8 mil, which is around what we got, so we could do it. Let's try and see if we can do it right now. We go ahead and find our Chong replacement locally here in the Premier League. Now, not originally in the Premier League, but Rodrigo Morta, currently at Arsenal in this save, will join Luton Town for 18 million. We try and swapped Chong. They didn't want Chong. They just wanted 18 million, which is pretty much over our budget. So Rodrigo Morta might be our only addition on a permanent side, well, on an actual money-based signing. We did just sign a couple of free agents I'll show y'all in a second. But Rodrigo Morta, 76 overall, 19 years old, great potential, an exciting prospect. So he has high potential. Welcome to the club, Morta. Hopefully see you grow and hopefully can bag some goals and some assists in this team. But you can see here we bring in Bielik on the free agent. We also bring in Diego Lima on a free agent. We are working on 2 free agent deals as well, but the chances are they go to either Benfica or Lyon as possible options as well. We are going to look to loan in Ethan Nwaneri for 1 more season as well. That is our aim, to loan in Ethan Nwaneri for 1 more season, and the next season hopefully be able to buy him. And Ethan Nwaneri joins the club back on loan for the season. 78 overall. Welcome back to Luton Town. That is our team done and dusted, and hopefully maybe top 10 battle or top 10 for this season. That is the aim. Messi's up to 70 overall. Welcome. He's going to be a part of this team now for sure. We have to go ahead and put Mora here. And the question is who's going to play? And then Lima is our center back as well. Obi is on the bench for now for sure. All this is probably going to change, to be completely honest. So I'll see y'all at the end of the season. Let's get there. We finished 14th in the league this season. No real growth. Next season has to be better. Manchester United in 12th. That is not shocking at all. Liverpool win the league. West Ham finish in 5th. Arsenal in 4th. Man City and Chelsea wrap up the top 4. The question is, was Ethan Nwaneri our best player? No, it was Liam Delop. Liam Delop with 27 goals. Ethan Nwaneri is right behind him, though, with 14. Not right behind him, but he was behind him at least. Messi, who's up to 72 overall, had 9 goals and 4 contributions in his first full season here at Luton Town, playing in the squad. We can continue to see him grow. Mora had 6 goals. He's up to 77, which means Chong also played, but Chong's contract is expiring, so Mora is the cam from next season forward on. Let's get to the next season, where hopefully we have a bit more money to actually spend. And probably the only signing we make in this summer window is bringing in Jacob Greaves from Ipswich, a center back, to solidify and strengthen our back line just a little bit. I think everybody else just needs time to grow, in all honesty. So we go ahead and bring in Jacob Greaves for a center back. Welcome to the club. Improvements. Not that great of improvements, but improvements nonetheless. 11th in the league. Let's get to the new season. And for coming in 11th, we have been given 116 million to spend. And boy, do we need to spend it. I think our whole entire back line, besides Greaves and possibly Doty, need a change. I think our midfield too need a change. And I think the experiment of having Messi in the team is over, at least for him in the starting 11. So I think we need a Messi or a replacement on the left, or a replacement on the right. Liam Delop is still doing Liam Delop things. Actually, you can check the stats for last season, but I'm sure he was the top goal scorer. Let's see what we can do with 116 million. We're going to look to sell some players as well and try and get even more funding into this club. And we start by bringing in 2 free agents. Ibrahim. Great name pool, EA. Ibrahim comes in as a goalkeeper. Him and Bazunu is going to fight for the starting 11 spot. And it's probably going to end up being Ibra because he is one overall higher than Bazunu. We also bring in Heung-min Son's regen or pre-gen, probably regen at this point. Dang Seung-un, welcome to the club. 81 overall left wing. Replaces Messi perfectly fine in the starting lineup. 2 free agent signings done and dusted. Those are probably the only 2 free agents. In fact, they are the only free agents. That actually look quality of signing. So now we got to spend some cash, and oh boy. And we finally make it permanent with a release clause way under his value. Mr. Ethan Nwaneri. I guess he got an overall jump, and they obviously haven't signed a new contract with him, so his release clause is still probably close to above and close to his actual market value before a potential / overall boost. But Ethan Nwaneri is at the club permanently for 85 million. That's what his release clause is. We are now broke again. So it's back to loan FC, or it's back to try and sell some of these guys that are worth absolutely nothing to add up a little bit of cash. But for now, Ethan Nwaneri is back at Luton Town permanently. We bring in a right back in Campos, one of the two. It's Fran Campos. We sell one right back. We bring in another one. We are back to being broke again. But Fran Campos coming in to solidify our defense. He was definitely a weak point of that back line. And now he's no longer a weak point. But our midfield is definitely still a weak point. So I'm going to have to look for loan signings to bring up and strengthen this squad. But other than that, I think the back line is good enough, to be completely honest. Ibrahim can play there. Obviously, we have Yun in there. We have Nwaneri on the right. We have Delop at striker. So I think maybe 1 or 2 midfield, maybe just 1 for Berger to bring him in on loan and be able to replace him. We did go ahead and bring in another free agent as well in Kamada as a center back option as well. So I think we bring in a center defensive mid, possibly on loan, or if we sell enough players, maybe buy someone. But let's see what we can do before we send to the end of the season. And we go ahead and bring in our last player. Is Jacob Gould coming in from the Arsenal on loan. A center defensive mid, 82 overall. Welcome to the squad for the season. Let's see if he can put us up at least into European football for the season. That is the aim for this season, is European football. Let's see if he can do it. European football is loading. We finished in 6th in the Premier League this season with 60 points. Liverpool nearly do the Centurions, but fall short, just 4 points shy of 100. They finished 1st in the league. Man City, Man United, and Tottenham wrap up the top 4. Aston Villa in 5th. Arsenal in 8th. Chelsea in 9th. And going down is Bournemouth, Southampton, and Burnley. The question is, with all those goals scored, is how many got scored by the new guys, or how many got scored by Delop. So Delop had 19. Nwaneri had 16. Yun had 6. Which is a little depressing. It's a little depressing, to be honest, that Young only had 6 goals. But Nwaneri and Delop on the score sheets is exactly what we needed to see. New season, European football. Not Champions League football, but still European football at the most, or at the least. Let's get to it. And with his contract expiring at Manchester City, we do the most unrealistic move of the rebuild by bringing in Rodri. 33 years old, 91 overall. He's cheaper than the center defensive mid I was going to go after, but that center defensive mid is still on my cards because he is a great center defensive midfielder, and he is one for the longer future than Rodri is. So the plan is to have Rodri for 1 season. Hopefully his value is not deteriorated too much. It's already at 50 million, and then be able to use him in a swap deal next season for another center defensive midfielder. If not, it is what it is. It be what it be. But for now, Rodri, welcome to Luton. And Pau Kubarsi wrapping up the rest of our budget. Pretty much we only have 20 million to spend now, but Pau Kubarsi coming in from Manchester City, 65 million, just solidifying our defense just that bit much more. Welcome to Luton Town. This team is starting to finally take shape after 15 hours. Now, halfway through the season, we finished 7th in the Europa League, and this is all we care about this season is 7th in the Europa League. We need to win the league. We are looking good there. Aston Villa currently sit in 1st. Barcelona's in the Europa League as well. They finished 4th. We did beat Barcelona on one of the final game days, so I'll see y'all at the end of the season. We're also 11th in the league as well, so that's not going to plan. I'll see y'all at the end of the season where hopefully we're in the Europa League final, and hopefully we have Champions League football. We finished 3rd in the league. We have Champions League football. Chelsea finished on 81 points, 13 points ahead of Newcastle, where Liverpool went from Centurions to half of that pretty much, finishing in 5th with 58 points. That's absurd in itself. What I don't see is a lot of the Big Six teams. I only see 3 Big Six teams in this, which is quite concerning. Arsenal finished in 9th. Man United finished in 10th. Aston Villa, who was in Champions League, finished in 11th. And Tottenham all the way down in 15th, with Everton, Ipswich, and Leeds United all going down, getting relegated. As far as the Europa League goes, we didn't make the final. I know that much. It did end up being Barcelona versus Aston Villa, which Aston Villa take it. So Aston Villa, despite finishing in 11th, they get Champions League football. Where did we get knocked out? We lost to Stade Rennes in the penalty shootout in the quarterfinals. So we made it decently there. The squad hub, the stats of our players here. Top goal scorer, Liam Delap with 30. Winery had 19. I don't like the fact that Messi is playing so many games. He is up to 79 overall, though. We might be able to cash in on him, maybe. And hopefully we have some money. Considering we're in the Champions League, hopefully we have up to 200 million, in all honesty. I will see y'all there, and hopefully we got 200 plus mil to absolutely just make a dominant team and win Champions League. First time of asking. And for 33 million plus Rodrigo Morta, we go ahead and say hello to Maxi Janssen, coming in from Borussia Dortmund, 22-year-old cam, or 23-year-old cam by now. 89 overall, the first signing of our multi-signing takeover for this club as we look to get them Champions League glory on the first time of asking. He joins Nuno Esposito here at the club, and welcome to Luton Town. Did someone say sign overpowered pre-gens? Because that's exactly what this guy is. Colin Kohler, welcome to the squad from Arsenal. A centre-back from France that plays for Arsenal, William Saliba. This is his pre-gen. 92 overall. And for Jacob Greaves plus 102 million, he is now a Luton Town player. Absolutely absurd. This is a problem with EA, to be honest, is that we get these crazy overpowered pre-gens more than crazy overpowered regens. That's how it works. But Cohen, welcome to Luton Town. 92 overall center back. Happily take it. Welcome. We bring in a center defensive mid to actually pair along with Rodri. We're going to swap Rodri, but he could be good enough for another season here. So we go back to Liverpool. We find Sigamon. He is a 22-year-old, 88 overall. We get him for 55.5 million with a 15% selling clause. Doesn't matter. We're not going to sell him. We probably won't be here after this season. Welcome to the club, Anton Sigamon. You will pair nicely along Rodrigo. If there was somebody to replace in the starting lineup, it would be left back, but I think we focus with the rest of the money we have on bringing in just bench players. We are first in the Premier League, which is good to see that. We are sitting nice and pretty top of the table. We are still in the FA Cup come February 1st. We have a round 4 matchup against Crystal Palace. Semifinals of the Carabao Cup. Don't care about that competition. We care about the Champions League, where we finished 18th in the league, which means we have playoffs. And that playoff is against Lyon. And Lyon, just for clarity, finished, I believe, 10th. Yes, they finished 10th. They were second out of the Champions League. Stuttgart was first out. So the top 8 is Leipzig, Leverkusen, Newcastle, Napoli, Bayern, PSG, Real Madrid, and Borussia Dortmund. So some teams that could be going out, some notable teams that could be going out, is the Europa League winners and Europa League finalists in Aston Villa and Barcelona of last season. Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, Sporting, Inter Milan. Some notable teams that have already got kicked out is not really noticeable at all. Feyenoord, Galatasaray, Celtic, Salzburg. Those are the most notable. Anderlecht is first out of the entirety of the Champions League. So, yeah, we have playoff action against Lyon coming up now. The playoff leg 1 here, if my stick drift can stop being so annoying. Leg 1 here, it's at home. We lose 2-1. Janssen with the 76-minute just consolation goal, keeping us afloat in this competition. Second leg here against Leon. If my controller can stop doing the stick drift, we're down 2-1 on aggregate. We win 16-15 on penalties. What? How do we have a penalty shootout that long? 16-15 on penalties. I mean, what is that? 2 cycles? Delap missed first. Jansen, Waneri, Yun, Sancho, Doty, Rodrigo, Camardi, Kubarso, Fall, Delap, Jansen, Waneri, Yun missed his, Sanchez, Doty, Rodrigo, Kamada, Kubarsi missed his, and then Thomas and Rossi both missed back-to-back for Leon. So there was a stretch of 3 missed penalties in a row for both sides. We move on to the round of 16. 3-2, 4-4 on aggregate, 16-15 on penalty shootout. All right, then. That might be the most absurd penalty shootout I've seen on FC 25 yet. Round 16 up next. First leg of the Champions League, round of 16. We have Bayer Leverkusen. It's a home leg again. First leg, a 1-1 draw. Delap and Tell on the score sheet. Second leg of the Champions League here, 1-1 draw, and we win 2-1. Rodrigo and Waneri on the score sheet, first scoring a consolation goal in the 76th minute. Vamos! Second leg here against, not even the second leg, it's the first leg against RB Leipzig in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. I forgot we was already in the first leg. It's Rodrigo and Rodrigo. It's Rodri scoring a brace to give us a 2-1 edge in the first leg here against RB Leipzig. Second leg against Leipzig. Here we are going. Second leg, 2-1 up away from home. A 1-0 win. We are in the semifinals of the Champions League. We might actually make this a one-season run. Semifinal Champions League. It's another home leg first up here. We got Borussia Dortmund. We win 2-1. Archer, backup striker, scoring after Delap scores. And Archer actually came on as a right winger. So Delap and Archer, 2-1 lead here, first leg. Second leg here, we're up 2-1 on aggregate away from home. 2-1 in the second leg as well. Delap and Campos sends Luton Town on the first time of asking to the Champions League final. I mean, after that 15-16 penalty shootout, there was no way they weren't making the Champions League final. Champions League final. When you think of Champions League final, you think of Real Madrid, you think of Barcelona, Man City, even Chelsea, Man United. It's Real Madrid versus Luton Town in the Champions League final, and we edge home field advantage because it's being played at Wembley. Wembley is the home of the Champions League final for this season. Real Madrid, Kylian Mbappe versus Liam Delap, Ethan Waneri, Suns regen at the London Wembley Stadium. Let's get to it. Waneri, Campos, Rodri, Waneri, Delap, shot blocked. Vinicius into Jude, and Bellingham now, back to Vinicius, and Vinicius into Kylian, and Mbappe strikes first. Real Madrid have the lead 21 minutes in against the run of play. Of course it was Kylian Mbappe. 1-0 to Madrid. Mbappe, Kylian Mbappe for the double, but Ibrahim with the save. I changed camera angle, Brahim, and Ibrahim with another save. Bellingham headed away by Waneri. It'll fall perfectly for Yun, Jansen, and Yun is in behind now. Yun, can he outpace the defenders? No, Bataglaga, whoever you want to say his name, into Liam Delap, and Liam Delap has the equalizer. Luton Town draw level 1-1. Into Mbappe. Mbappe breaks free. Mbappe to take the lead back instantly as well. 2-1. Real Madrid take the lead. Campos crossed in. Yun header. No. Delap. Second header. Costa comes and claims it. And the answer is they might get a third before the break instead, which would put us in a real dangerous situation coming to the second half. And here's Kylian Mbappe getting past Saliba's pre-gen. French versus French. And Kylian Mbappe makes it 3-1 right before the break. Vinicius to put this game completely out of reach. 4-1 for Real Madrid. We are going to fall short at the last hurdle of this rebuild, but boy, what a rebuild it was. Campos, Liam Delap trying to get a consolation goal. Won't happen either. And we will lose the Champions League final. We will get humbled badly in the Champions League final, a 4-1 defeat. Kylian Mbappe, we couldn't stop him despite putting up an all-star type of squad, but the fact that we even got to the Champions League final in the first time of asking is absolutely insane, including that 16-15 penalty shootout win. We did go ahead and unfortunately lose out on the Champions League. It says Liam Delap scored twice, which he did score twice, didn't he? He did score. Did he score twice? Did we lose 4-1 or 4-2? We lost 4-1, right? Yeah, because, no, it was trying to make it 2-2, that didn't happen. So we did lose 4-1. That was a little bit of a graphical error. However, I do believe we won the Premier League. We have won the Premier League, so we will not end this rebuild trophyless at least. We are your Premier League champions this season, so we will happily take that. We rebuilt a team that got promoted to Premier League and is now looking at back-to-back relegations all the way down to League One. Got them back up to the Prem, winning the Premier League and getting Champions League final within the first season. Same season as well. That's a happy rebuild. If you want, let me know in the comments what team you want me to rebuild next. But until then, leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.